Good afternoon. It's April 7th, 2025, and I'm here to give you a rundown of the most significant U.S. financial, political, and world news from the past 24 hours. Buckle up, because it's been a whirlwind of the day markets are reeling. Political tensions are simmering, and global leaders are scrambling to respond to bold U.S. moves. Let's dive in. U.S. financial news. Markets hammered by Trump's tariff. Pushed biggest financial story dominating headlines today is the sharp plunge in U.S. and global markets, triggered by President Donald Trump's unwavering commitment to sweeping new tariffs on all imports. As of this morning, major U.S. stock indexes cratered, with reports indicating a loss of trillions in market capitalization over the past day. This comes after Trump doubled down on his tariff plans, calling them medicine that foreign governments would need to pay a lot of money to reverse. He brushed off concerns about economic fallout, suggesting markets might just have to swallow the bitter pill. The reaction was swift and brutal. Stock futures plunged overnight, and by midday today, the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ were all deep. In the red, investors are spooked, betting that these tariffs potentially as high as 24% on some nations, like Japan, could tip the U.S. economy into recession. Adding fuel to the fire, a strong U.S. jobs report from March, released earlier, but still rippling through markets, showed 228,000 jobs added against an expected 135,000. Normally, that'd be a bullish signal, but with unemployment ticking up to 4.2% and tariffs looming, it's barely registering as good news. Instead, chatter is growing that the Federal Reserve might slash interest rates as early as May to cushion the blow move that's got traders on edge across the Atlantic. European bank shares are teetering on the brink of a bear market, while Asian markets from Shanghai to Hong Kong took a beating to luxury goods companies, heavily reliant on global trade. Aren't immune, analysts warn their profits could get squeezed. Meanwhile, China hit back with a retaliatory 34% tariff on all U.S. imports, escalating the trade war and sending shockwaves through supply chains. It's a messy picture. Businesses are bracing for higher costs. Consumers are looking at pricier goods, and the private credit titans wove made billions in obscure financial cornerstare watching their fortunes. Wobble. U.S. political news. Tariff, gambit, and domestic fallow-tin, the political front. Trump's tariff announcement is the centerpiece of a fiery 24 hours. The president's rhetoric has been unrelenting, framing these levies as a way to force foreign nations to bend to U.S. demands, while also touting them as a win for American workers. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba is set to plead his case in a call with Trump today, hoping to soften the 24% tariff threat. But Trump's showing no signs of backing off. This hardline stance has sparked angry reactions from world leaders, with Al Jazeera reporting a chorus of frustration over what's being called a reckless gamble. Domestically, the tariff talk is splitting opinions. Trump's billionaire Alice-like, those who've long pushed cynical political views from the online frigidaire, cheering him on, seeing this as a power play to reshape global trade in America's favor. But economists are sounding alarms, warning of inflation, job losses in import-reliant sectors, and a potential backfire on U.S. exporters facing retaliation. Posts on X reflect the divide. Some hail Trump's boldness, others lament a looming economic disaster. Elsewhere in U.S. politics, the tariff drama overshadowed other developments. Iran-backed militias in Iraq are reportedly preparing to disarm, hoping to dodge escalating tensions with the Trump administration after a recent attack on U.S. military personnel. It's a rare de-escalation in a volatile region, but it's barely making a dent in the news cycle amid the tariff storm. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Dodgers are set to visit the White House to celebrate their World Series Weena feel-good moment that's struggling to cut through the chaos. World news, global markets, and leaders reel zooming out to the world stage. Trump's tariff medicine is causing a global hangover. Europe's searching for a response, with shares tumbling and leaders scrambling to protect their economies. Reuters notes that the European Union's weighing retaliatory measures, but there's no unified plan yet, just a lot of hand-wringing. In Asia, Hong Kong's financial secretary announced emergency measures to prop up companies battered by the tariff fallout. while Norway's sovereign wealth fund calmly reiterated it'll keep 70% of its massive portfolio in stocks. Betting on long-term resilience, China's 34% counter tariff on U.S. goods is the boldest rebuttal so far, signaling it won't blink in this standoff. The move's rattling markets further, with Shanghai and Shenzhen indexes flashing red. Japan, caught in the crosshairs with its looming 24% tariff, is in crisis. Madashiva's call with Trump is a Hail Mary to preserve trade ties. Even Greenland made headlines, albeit briefly, when the White House hinted the second lady might attend a national event there, only to back off, leaving locals bemused. Beyond trade, other global stories flickered through. Luke Ching's creative campaigns to boost working conditions for laborers in Hong Kong grabbed some attention, a bright spot amid the economic gloom. And in Sudan, army patrols in Khartoum hinted at simmering unrest, though details remain murky. But let's be real, tariff sagas sucking up all the oxygen. With world leaders fuming and markets trembling, the bigger picture eso. What does it all mean? Financially, we're in uncharted waters. The U.S. markets haven't seen a shakeup this intense in a single day for a while, and the ripple effects are global roll-ups teetering, Asia's scrambling, and Wall Street's sweating. Politically, Trump's betting big on tariffs as a legacy move, but it's a high-stakes roll of the dice that could either cement his image as a dealmaker or tank his administration's economic cred. Globally, the world's watching with bated breath, caught between outrage and adaptation. The past 24 hours have been a masterclass in disruption. Investors are hedging bets, leaders are dialing up diplomats, and regular folks are left wondering how much more their wallets can take. Whether this is medicine that heals or a poison pill that sinks us all, only time will tell. For now, the clock's ticking toward Ishiba's call with Trump and maybe a Fed rate cut that could change the game. Stay tuned, because this story's far from over. That wraps up your summary of the biggest U.S. financial, political, and world news from the past 24 hours. As of April 7th, 2025, it's a snapshot of a world in flux hope. It gives you a solid grasp of the chaos unfolding out there. Deep searching image.